G'day guys, and welcome to another episode of Euro Mining News with your host John Franklin. I'm a geo from Australia, and I review Scandinavian and European projects and provide this info free of charge for you all. So today we've got some information out of Prospech Limited, who's an ASX listed junior who have picked up an old lead mine in Finland, and basically they reviewed the historic core. This has been over the course of the last year. Reviewed the historic core, resampled it for rare earth elements because previously it was only sampled for lead, and this has led to a discovery of a rare earth element enriched zone within this old lead mine. So from there, they've been drilling out tailings storage facility to see whether there's rare earths in there, and they got that. They've been heading along and resampling that old core, like I said, and now they're actually just finished their own diamond drilling program last month, and they're starting to get some results come back from that drill program. Korsnas diamond core drilling hits 5.1% trio. So that's pretty good, and it's 4 meters of that. So 4 meters at 51,000 ppm, which is the equivalent of 5%. Now, the other good thing about this is that the NdPr ratio is sitting at just shy of 20%. So that's reasonably good. It's not super high compared to some other rare earth mines in Sweden that have the magnetic rare earths and heavy rare earths that are pushing up higher towards 50%. However, 20% is good. It's above average, I'd say. Now, they've only received results back from 5 holes by the look of it. So 305, KR 305 through to KR 310. Or 6 holes, and they're still waiting on a bucket load of core. So assay results from 700 historic core samples are still pending, plus a bunch of other holes. So the reason for this program was 1, to test for the rare earth element mineralization, but 2 was to do some metallurgical test work, so that they can start to put a resource around this thing and start to do the workflows as far as processing early on, which is good to see. So important to say that this is the first core that's been drilled since the 1970s, so since the lead days. So it's exciting for Prospech. Now, Jason Beckton, who's the managing director, he said that the correlation between this new and historic drill intercepts is confirming the presence of the rare earth elements. So this is good because whenever you're coming into a section that hasn't had drilling for 50 plus years, you're never quite sure whether the drill holes are in the locations that they said they were, especially with database transfers over time and different coordinate systems being used. So what they're saying here is that they have twinned a couple of these historic holes and received pretty similar grades. So they can now be more sure that those historic results are where they say they are. So it's saying the project has now graduated beyond geological characterization work and has come onto a resource estimation and metallurgical test work stage. It's in the process to design a flow sheet. So on top of this, while this flow sheet that they're talking about is they're getting funding from the EU REM hub. So this was announced on the 10th of September. They've been given up to 430,000 euros to aid for this rare earth element exploration, and this will rebate drilling, assaying, metallurgical test work, and other ancillary costs. So this is going to be a huge help for them. Their current cash as of 30th of June 2024 is sitting at just over 1 million Aussie dollars. So these extra 400,000 euros is going to give them a whole bunch more cash to be able to preserve that capital for a bit longer before they have to do any more type of raising. So that's always good to see as well, preserving their cash. Now, here is a plan view section of it. And you can see there's quite a lot of drill holes being put into this thing. There's the old TSF where they did do some auger drilling into that and have got the grades back from that. So that's one source of ore straight away. The other one is this LNCS, so it's this lanthanide stockpile, which back from the lead days, they actually did know that there was some rare earths and they started stockpiling the higher grade rare earth stuff, but it never actually got processed because rare earth prices were just a fraction of what they are today back in the 70s. Now, these drill holes are saying are approximately 500 meters southeast of the historic Korsnas lead mine, and they think that it's linking up to the mine itself, so the lead and the rare earths are associated with one another. It's open along strike to the north and south, as well as depth, the company says. And like I just said before, they have got 3 rare earth element resources here. They've got the tailing storage facility from the former lead mine. They've got the stockpile of the rare earth element concentrate from previous mining. And then they've got the actual rare earth element bearing host rock. So they've got 3 sources to pull ore from. Now here is just showing some cross sections. So they're saying that this ore body, or the 45-degree dipping carbonatites. So if they're drilling this direction, the carbonatites must be dipping that direction to hit them perpendicular. There are a few sections here that aren't showing grade, so it'll be interesting to see the resource model for this and whether it all hangs together. But you can see there, that has verified the old historic core. This is the new hole. That's the historic hole, and they are both showing grade in relatively similar spots. Same here, historic hole, they're getting grade in similar spots. This hole was actually a drilled down dip, so it was a scissor hole to what they ran on all of their other holes, which is general practice. To normally do a scissor hole, make sure that your geological model is correct. Here is a list of results, and you can see that NdPr, so neodymium and praseodymium, which attract a higher value because of their magnetic properties. They've done a percentage breakdown of this, and you can see it's 29%, 30%, 20%. So most of them are above 20%, so that's considered reasonably good. Like I said, not at the higher end, but definitely not at the lower end. So that's about all out of Prospect for today. Cheers for tuning in. You've been with your host John Franklin on Euro Mining News. Please don't take any of the information that I've told you and use any of it for anything. These are my personal opinions, and I'm not a financial advisor. Have a great day and see you again next time.